So you think your older age is to your disadvantage when it comes to young, beautiful Latina women? Absolutely wrong, gentlemen. Your older age is your unfair advantage if you know how to wield it correctly. Although 99% of men never figure this out. Hey guys, I'm Jesse, 20 plus years coaching older guys like yourself how to date younger, beautiful women, the kind of women you actually want. And here's what this means for you guys. In this video today, I am handing you the Latina obsession formula. 6 moves that you can simply copy and paste straight into your dating life. And how do I know that this works? Because I have lived it. I spent nearly a year traveling across South America, through Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Costa Rica, and I spent many years in Miami. And through all of these years, I have discovered one simple move that makes these beautiful young Latina girls light up instantly. And I'm going to show that to you in a minute, right after I break down the 6 pieces that make young, beautiful Latina girls absolutely obsessed with you. Now, this is what one of the guys in the community just said. Hey, Jesse, at this point, I've got 0 approach anxiety, like none. I legit don't care what other people think anymore. And this is the type of comment I'm seeing all the time. And the reason I built that community is so that you can pull in the woman that you genuinely want and maintain attraction with her. I show you the entire process to keep her in your orbit forever. And I show you that process from A to Z. That's why I built this community. It's called the War Lab. And I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can go check it out. Now, most guys make this huge mistake when it comes to Latin women. They think, well, if she already speaks English, why should I even bother to learn Spanish? But that's the wrong move. Because even if her English is flawless, her hearing you speak her language of Spanish, especially with that foreign accent of yours, hits her in a completely different way. Because it's not just your words, guys. It's a signal, a spark. It's proof that you're not just another dumb tourist. Here is the truth, gentlemen. Learning Spanish, if you want Latina women, is not optional. It is the fastest attraction hack you can possibly use. If you speak Spanish to her, suddenly you become unforgettable. So I'm going to give you an example here. Back when I was in Colombia not too long ago, I was waiting inside a coffee shop. And when it was my turn to order, I leaned into the barista and I said to her, "Un café, por favor." And the girl standing next to me, she just lit up. Okay, she lit up like I handed her a diamond ring or something. I could see her smiling. I could see her eyes widen up. Her entire vibe just shifted instantly. And that's the power of using a woman's language. It's just one simple phrase I said, a little bit of effort, but it was enough to spark her up. So let me ask you something. If you were in that same exact situation, would you have the know-how or the guts to order something in Spanish? Or would you be stuck speaking English and just lose that opportunity? So here is my recommendation if you are serious about dating young, beautiful Latina girls. Something called Pimsleur. Pimsleur is an app that you put on your phone. It's 90 lessons, each lesson about an hour long, and you simply listen to the lesson, you repeat the words back, and you will learn Spanish. It is surprisingly fun. It is surprisingly easy. And in 90 days, you're going to learn more Spanish than you did 4 years of high school. You just stick with it for 90 days and you're going to be having basic conversations with ease. Now, most Americans are very lazy when it comes to learning a second language, but that's exactly what's going to make you stand out to her because there's no competition. Once she hears you speaking her language, it is going to perk her ears up, because she's just not used to it. The next thing you got to learn if you want to date beautiful young Latina girls, guys, you got to learn how to dance. There's no avoiding it. Now, most guys see dance as just for fun. But in Latin culture, dancing is like foreplay. It's touch. It's sexual tension. It's leading the girl all rolled into one. And even if you're just 10% good at dancing, you're still going to stand out from 90% of the other guys who cannot move at all. So you want to think of dancing with a woman as a cheat code to instant physical connection with her, right? In the United States, small talk is what breaks the ice. But in Latin culture, dancing sort of does the same thing, except it gets you touching and not just talking. So if you want to be dating younger, beautiful Latina girls as an older guy, you've got to learn a couple moves. Now, you don't need to be professional level. You don't need to be dipping the girl down or winning a trophy on Dancing with the Stars. But you do need a couple of the basics. A little bit of salsa here, a little bit of bachata there. All right? Because dancing isn't just for fun, guys. It is the way you're going to connect with that girl. It's a way of building attraction. It's a way to touch her. And when she sees that you've made the effort, even if you're just sort of okay, you just know a couple of the basics, still, you immediately separate yourself from that sea of guys who cannot step at all. Like in my own case, I was in a salsa club in Miami the other month, and I just know some of the basics, nothing fancy, but I was able to lead with confidence. And the girl I was with, she laughed, she grabbed my shoulder, she leaned into my chest, we were touching a lot. And suddenly, I felt other women on the dance floor watching me differently because I could actually lead this girl. I was a white guy who knew how to dance. Okay, I was the guy leading. I was the guy creating fun. I was the guy that women wanted to be close to. And by the way, if you want to see some of my own dance moves, put dance down in the comments and maybe I can create a video on that. But yeah, that's why dancing is so damn powerful. Because it's in the blood, it's in the music, it's in the streets, it's part of the culture itself. So when you take her out dancing, you're going to get that physical contact that feels normal, feels natural. You're building up a lot of comfort quickly, and it's a playful path straight into sizzling sexual tension. And dancing also gives you a level of pre-selection. So when you're leading that girl on the dance floor, other women are seeing you. And women want the guy that knows how to move. Women want the guy that other women want. So if you invest the time and you spend a little money to take a few dance classes, they can be group classes. Now you're going to be the one leading her through these basic salsa steps. And that's going to do more for your attraction than 100 boring dinner dates ever could. So here's my next tip for you. If you're an older guy and you really want to date these young, beautiful Latina girls, you must stand out visually, all right? You don't want to just blend into the background. You don't want to be invisible. So you must pop. You've got to pop in a way that when she looks at you, her eyes can't help but keep looking. Kind of like you are the red sports car in a lot of boring gray sedans. Once she sees you, her attention locks onto you. That's what you want. So as you probably know, in South America and Central America, just about every single guy has dark hair, dark eyes. That's 99.9% of what women see. So when something different shows up, it feels very exotic to her. And exotic equals rare, and rare equals valuable. So if you've got, say, blonde hair or blue eyes, you are really going to stand out to her. But this is the hack, guys. Even if you weren't born with those features, you can still create the effect. You can very easily add blonde highlights or go full blonde if you're that bold, or grab for yourself some cosmetic blue contacts. Like in my case, I already have these dark blue eyes, which is not a bad start. But what I'll do is I'll throw in lighter contacts, and these lighter contacts make my eyes this piercing, brilliant blue. Back in the day, I'd also dye my hair blonde to instantly change how women perceived me. Or the other way you can do it is just wear a hat, right? A simple hat can shift her perspective, making you look lighter haired and more exotic. Do not underestimate this, gentlemen, because day in and day out, Latina women are surrounded by the same exact look: dark hair and dark eyes. So when you look different, you feel rare, you feel valuable, you really stand out. Now, is that fair? Probably not, but it absolutely does work. And I'm just giving you here what works. So at the end of the day, it's really up to you. If you want that quick hack that makes you 100% more attractive instantly, that is your ticket. Now, most guys believe this fallacy. If I just try harder, I'll eventually meet that girl I really want. Wrong, gentlemen. If you are fishing in a puddle, it doesn't matter how good your bait is, you're not going to catch a marlin. The reality is, if you want younger Latina women chasing after you, you need to be in what's called a thick dating market. It's sort of like fishing in the ocean versus fishing in a small puddle. Shopping for groceries at Costco or shopping for groceries at the small corner gas station. No, you need to have volume, variety, options. That's what's going to change the game for you. This is what's going to be the game changer for you. Putting yourself into a thick dating market. Putting yourself into the right market. Like if you're stuck in Omaha, Nebraska, let's be real, guys. Your chances of meeting that stunning Latina women are slim to none. But the second that you step into a thick dating market, say Florida or Texas or California or even better, South America itself, that's when everything is going to shift for you. Suddenly, you're not going to be starving for options anymore. You will be surrounded by options. And if you want me to make a full video for you on the best cities and the best markets to go to, where younger, beautiful Latina women can be had, especially for older guys, drop the word cities down in the comments below. And look, it's more affordable than you might think. You can live pretty nicely, at least in some South American cities, for about $1,000 a month. So it's just a matter of saving up that money. Or maybe you can work remotely. On $1,000 a month, you can do it. That's the reality. And I know it's possible because I did it myself. After school, I packed up my car, I left my old life behind, and I drove 1,000 miles down to Florida. And then I went to go live in South America, and I did that very cheaply. And this is what happened, guys. I was surrounded by beautiful women. There were new opportunities everywhere. And because I was different, I was exotic. And my dating life didn't just improve, it exploded. So here's the lesson I want you to take away from this. Stop fishing in the small little pond and wondering why you're not catching anything. Guys, you must put yourself into a thick dating market where the volume of what you want is high, where your options are multiplied, where you're seen as rare instead of ordinary. And when you do that, you don't just increase your odds, you're going to change your entire reality. Now, most guys think that they need to have money or gifts or fancy dinners to impress a young, beautiful Latina girl. But that's wrong. That just makes you look try hard. What really matters if you want to date young, beautiful Latina women is ambition, direction, drive. Because to a Latina woman, a man without ambition kind of feels like a balloon without any air in it. Shapeless, flat, going nowhere. But a man with ambition, that's gasoline. That's what makes the whole car drive forward. That's the gasoline factor you want to have. Here's what you got to understand about South America. South America has one of the biggest wealth gaps in the entire world. So a handful of families own most of the wealth. And in that environment, men are expected to be the providers. They're expected to be the breadwinners, the leaders. And that's why Latina women value ambition. They value stability. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be rich or drive a fancy sports car. You don't need to wine and dine her every night. In fact, that could make you look weak if you try too hard. It could make you look like a simp. You can absolutely date beautiful Latina girls if you're broke. But there is one non-negotiable. You must show ambition. You must show direction. So what does that actually look like? Real simple, guys. Number one, just dress a little bit sharper than the average guy. Have a couple quality shirts, nice pair of shoes, maybe a jacket. Talk about your ambitions with her, your dreams, your travels. The point is, you don't want to look like a lazy bum, and you shouldn't act like a lazy bum. Because if your vibe is just go with the flow, watch TV, smoke pot, chill out, she's not going to be impressed by that. She's not going to be intrigued. It's going to turn her off. Because Latina women are magnetized by men who feel like they're going somewhere, Men who look like they want to change the world or make something of themselves. And when you radiate that kind of drive, you're not just attracting her, you're inspiring her, and she's going to want to follow your lead. Now, next, if you want to date beautiful young Latina women, there's one rule that you cannot escape. You must lead. Lead. Leadership is very attractive to these women. It is a non-negotiable. You want to think of it like this. If you're dancing and you don't lead, she can't follow. If you're flying a plane, there's no pilot there. It's not exciting. It is terrifying. What you got to ask yourself is, on your last date, did you lead everything? Did you lead every single move? Or did you hesitate? Did you wait for her to decide? Did you let her lead the conversation? For that first date, you need to choose where you're going to go, what you're going to do, where you're going to go eat. You need to lead on the dance floor. You need to be making the bold physical moves on her, like going in for the kiss. You need to keep that conversation going and leading the conversation. Now, with white women, like women from North America and Europe, you kind of expect them to put in half the effort, right? But when it comes to Latina women, they expect you to put in all the effort. All the effort is going to fall on your shoulders, not hers. It's not a 50-50 split here. It's you. She's expecting you to lead. And this is where a lot of guys fail when it comes to these kind of women. They think that they can just go with the flow and slide on by. But it doesn't work like that, guys. This is not a sport for passive, indecisive men. If you are hesitating, if you're waffling, if you're looking for her to lead things, she's going to feel it and the attraction will vanish. Now, if you're into Latina girls, there's another move you want to use. It's a small hand touch that makes girls instantly horny. So you can use this on a female friend of yours, a woman at work, a woman at school, a woman in a bar. Maybe there's a beautiful Latina girl you know. Use this small little hand touch to get her 10 out of 10 horny for you, to build that instant sexual tension. And go watch that video right now.